Hello, I'm FPX Toycat, and as you probably know by now, Minecraft 1.18 will be changing every single seed because it needs to add the new mountains, the new caves, and the new world gen algorithm to each and every one of these. And although there are some great vistas you can find looking around these, it is going to be sad to lose all of your favorites that have ever existed, and so today I wanted to help you replace some of those with 10 of the most interesting seeds we've seen. I mean, for real, there's a desert temple and a cave on this one, you spawn inside of a giant dripstone on this one, and this is just a small taste of what's to come in today's video, which I hope you do all enjoy as we go through the 10 most interesting seeds found so far. Like this first seed, which seems very unassuming at first because you spawn in a forest, but you spawn right next to a giant mountain, or at least it seems giant in the Y dimension, but when you look around it, you'll see that it's actually a very circular mountain, and a very circular mountain with something very scenic on top. That's right, there is a village atop this very strangely shaped mountain, but as well as being a village on top of a fun mountain right next to the spawn, it's also a flower forest spawn, which means it's covered in flowers in a way you just don't see otherwise, and this is one of the beautiful seeds just to settle down with, enjoy 1.18, but also enjoy some village and pillage if you haven't got around to that yet. Odds are you already have though, and you might prefer instead to experience one of the new cave biomes and its exclusivity, and if you type in the seed 6601, yes, you did just see me spawn in for the first time there, you will spawn directly on top of one of these dripstones at -19. That's right, because this is technically an opening in a cave, this is the highest available block in the world that it can spawn you on, and so you will spawn on this dripstone block more often than not. Even in the very weird cases, you'll spawn next to it, and it's so fun in my opinion, because you can get out really easily if you want to. I mean, sure, it takes some time, but also you can start your Minecraft world directly in a cave if that's what you'd prefer, and I don't know how you can not love that. And personally, yeah, this is one of those wacky seeds that just makes you question how Minecraft even works this way, and the answer is it oh my god, and you spawn this close to diamonds! Have you ever wanted to get diamonds before you get wood? This is the seed for you. Lighting the biome up is going to be important though, because as you can see, it's much more visible once you do that, and honestly, most of what's keeping you from getting these deep slate diamonds is probably going to be visibility more than anything else. So next up here, my god, this is a beautiful cave. You see the way that, you see what just happened there? In this next example, you're gonna have to work for your biome a little bit harder because you spawn on the surface. Actually, wow, you spawn on a single block surrounded by ocean, which is already very fun in my opinion. But if you're willing to head a few blocks away from spawn towards these pumpkins right here, you'll find one of the grandest cave entrances you ever will, which you can hop right into, and you'll find yourself not just a abandoned mineshaft that you might already spot, but also a lush cave all in one place. Lush abandoned mineshafts is how you can describe this combination, and it's really beautiful to look at. It's already naturally lit by the glowberries that come with this, and it means as a result you get to explore the brand new abandoned mine shafts with their new chains and logs and all the new drops and whatnot, and also at the exact same time, oh look, we can even get some diamonds and some power too in here, at the same time as exploring a lush cave. Or you can just use this as a way to access the lush caves directly from spawn. You are the master of your own destiny. That's the whole point of Minecraft, I think, as we move into the next seed here. So spawning in a cave or right next to a cave is great, but some people might prefer the cliffs aspect of caves and cliffs, and so maybe instead you prefer this spawn directly in a village which, by the way, goes right up a mountain. As you can see, this is truly a spawn to behold. It's got your caves there, sure, if you want those early game coals and iron that we're always going for, but also it's got direct access to a cliff, and because it's got direct access to a cliff, you better believe those villagers have been taking full advantage of it, and so this is one of the most vertical villages I think I've ever seen, for real. You spawn at 90 blocks on the Y coordinate, and it goes all the way up here to 212 blocks, except actually it goes a little bit higher because this is the peak of the village all the way at 230 Y blocks. This is a village that goes up 140 blocks up a mountain and gives you direct access to one of these beautiful views at spawn. Everyone loves snow-capped peaks, or at least everyone should love snow-capped peaks, and this is an opportunity to enjoy and to explore them in a way that really can't be overstated. Also, because it's right next to another mountain, that means you get one of these valley looking biomes. It's kind of where two mountains meet. And there is a mega taiga, or big taiga biome in the middle of those, which is something a lot of people do like, and I would describe myself as one of those people. So yeah, you can take advantage of two massive mountains right next to each other, and one is slightly bigger than the other, but I assure you that is entirely normal with this sort of thing. Funny joke, I know. I'm hilarious. Something I can assure you is not normal though is this next seed, because not only do you spawn underwater, probably needs a bit of work on that one, right next to a giant cliff by the way, but also just a few hundred blocks away from spawn, you're going to have one of the weirder mountains that you can find near your spawn, and also if you keep heading in this direction, you find something even stranger, because right here is a desert mountain, which means that this is a desert cave to some extent, which means that somehow the game thought it was a good idea to spawn a desert temple right here. That's right, you can go spelunking in a cave, an entirely separate cave to the outside world right here, and you can find yourself a desert temple. This is the seed I imagine is most likely to be fixed at some future point, but I love Minecraft generation because it does really just happen this way sometimes. Like, yeah, you might spawn into a desert temple that is entirely inside of a cave, and you might not. Who knows which one is the way to be certain. All I know is this is something that is just so interesting to look at. I love broken Minecraft seeds as much as I love interesting Minecraft seeds, because they are one of the best forms of interesting. And when you look at the way the water flows right here, it's another layer of just interesting stuff that happens on this world, and also is a great example of how you can follow caves all the way down to bedlam and chaos if you really want to, and even to scary witches. Who doesn't want that in their lives? I know whoever designed this desert temple probably didn't intend for it to be in a cave. Honestly, it raises some good lore questions, right? Because if a desert temple is built by, like, some prehistoric civilization, why would they build it in a cave? How did they make this mistake so bad? Like, we're seriously deep below the surface here. You can't even argue that, like, it's meant to be up there and it just generated down here. This is where the desert temple should be, but for some reason it's in a cave. In case you don't think that can be topped though, allow me to show you this next seed, which as you can see, it's pretty nice. I mean, there's a little mountain by spawn, there's a jungle biome, there's one of these lovely new rivers that is the reason they had to change all the seed numbers and all the things they represent over. But then you find on top of the hill, there's a roof forest, and I wonder if there's like a structure that maybe spawns in the roof forest sometimes. Well, I mean, clearly it didn't spawn here, right? I mean, if I don't see it yet, then I'm definitely never gonna see it. I mean, unless for some reason it managed to spawn most of the way inside a cave, then of course that would explain that part of why I can't see it. And my god, is this the weirdest Woodland Mansion spawn I've ever seen. And I played Console Edition. I've seen the weird Woodland Mansion spawns, but this one really takes the cake. I mean, there is a Woodland Mansion just chilling part of the way into a cave, so the top rooms are very easily accessible, which are the ones you want to go for, and the bottom rooms are very, very inaccessible. I genuinely don't know how you meant to get to them. And even worse than being inaccessible, apparently they're flooded with water. So that's interesting too. Yeah, this whole place, this whole Woodland Mansion is just filled with water because there's meant to be water here, and so the game tried to replace the air with water and did at least some amount of a job with that. This is very, very strange. But let's see if you can actually access the entrance of this thing. Oh, you can! The entrance of the thing is actually very normal. It's just the back end of the cave that ended, back end of the Woodland Mansion that ended up in a cave. It even has this lovely little staircase. That might be a new feature, honestly. I've never seen this before. So, that pales in comparison to the cave mansion, though. All bow to the godly cave mansion with its wonderful chests that can contain diamond armor in some cases. So yeah, as with all of these seeds I showcase on my channel, coordinates are found in the top left at any point in time, or somewhere on the screen, because you need to, this isn't far from spawn, you're going to want to check it out. Also, an endless supply of cobblestone. Seriously, you could build like 7 furnaces with this amount of cobblestone, at least. Maybe even 8, I don't know. So this next seed is an assurance that it's not just structures that can sometimes get a bit funky in this update, but it's also the very nature of caves themselves. So yes, this is the spawn, by the way. You arguably spawn in a lush cave. I mean, it is basically that. And you can also arguably spawn right next to some of the deepest parts of Minecraft you can get to. This is minus 53. There is a lava lake right there. It is very cool and very intense. But the reason you want to check out this seed is because the caves are very wacky around spawn for some reason or another. And let's get out of here so I can show you what I mean by that. And it's not the weird bamboo that is just a singular bamboo on the edge of this thing. It's the fact that this is what the cave you spawn in looks like. It is so many individual pillars, some of which connected by abandoned mine shafts, and which goes immediately down from the ocean. Again, the water that will get you down to the bottom of the world is water that drains from the ocean. It is almost incredible that this can exist. It definitely seems functionally questionable that this is real, but it is very much a thing that exists, a thing that is real, and don't you love that weird night vision glitch right there? But what makes it even more interesting is the fact that it's not just an abandoned mineshaft snaking between these pillars. There's also, at the very top right here, a village which generated pretty much exclusively in a jungle, and so you get jungle villages. If that's not cool, I don't know what is. Look at these guys, they've got ocelot skins on. Wait, they've got ocelot skins on. I think I should be a bit more disapproving than I am right now. I definitely do not like what they're doing with their outfits. 0 out of 10, would not check out again. So this next seed has one of the lowest spawns you will ever find in Minecraft, all the way down at layer -59, in the dark, by the way. I mean, there's not really much you can do right here, besides check out a very, very close by stronghold. Okay, it's over this way, I think. Yeah, if we head this way for long enough, we'll find it. No, it's this way, actually. If this seed isn't your example of why we need better light sources in caves, I don't know what can be. I can see nothing right now. This seed is a great example of a challenge seed that's just like, yeah, you don't get resources, suck it up and fight the zombies now. And the creepers. Just a short couple hundred blocks away from spawn, you'll find something very interesting, which is a stronghold inside a lush cave biome. In fact, strongholds in this update sometimes have their issues maintaining their shape, which means you can find them very easily from the outside, something I think is a beautiful change, by the way. But if you look at the strongholds and you look at the way all of these things generate, you'll notice that, again, this isn't me having removed all of the blocks, this is how it looks. The lush cave elements, this isn't me having done that, this is how the thing looks. And so you can immediately break your way in here and enjoy a lush cave stronghold, which is very, very cool in my opinion. It even has 2 of the 12 IF enders already filled in, which is a nice little touch as well. So if you want clay, if you want moss, if you just want a beautiful biome and a good time, this is the place to go, because my god does this cave go on forever, and the fact that it also contains the stronghold is just the cherry on the cake. Speaking of cherry on the cake, for the penultimate seed here, I wanted to show you 862,174. It's a nice symbol to type in seed that spawns you in this lovely Savannah Valley. Again, we're right between 2 big old mountains, but it's not just 2 big old mountains, which everyone loves. I mean, what's better than 1? 2, I think you'll find, is definitely better than 1. But what's better than 2? By the way, very different mountains. One is a stony peak, one is a snowy cap mountain. You know, the only thing I can imagine being better is if, you know, hypothetically, there was a 3rd mountain. Oh wow, it sure is convenient that there's a 3rd mountain right next to these existing 2. Again, it's weird that it's mountain, then distinct gap in the biome, then a mountain, then a distinct gap in the biome, then another mountain, all 3 being entirely different looking mountains. One is icy, one is snowy, one is stony. I mean, admittedly, there's some calcite here, but that's very much not snow. And the calcite even makes this beautiful trail around the mountain, which I just love to look at. And yeah, maybe you do as well. Maybe what you actually prefer is seeing this lovely line that we can follow endlessly, because obviously, great thing about mountains is they go up and down and all around. And yeah, Minecraft 1.18 seeds looking pretty wacky so far, but only 1 left to show. What's it gonna be? It's gotta be good if he's building up till last, right? Also a mesa mountain. Technically a 4th mountain type, but we're going to count this as just 3 mountains and 1 seed. So here's a seed that's wacky right from the get-go. As you can see, there's an oddly flat, spawn, given that it is caves and cliffs, until you look behind you, of course. And this oddly flat nature is only broken up for one seemingly strange little island right here, which, you guessed it, has just 1 tree on it. I don't know why people still love this all these years later, but if you want a seed to play Skyblock on, because there's a trillion other ways to do it, but you want to do it the legit survival way, this is the seed for you. Also, spawns you in a pretty nice forest. I like mega tigers. I think they have value, and if you think they have value, this is a seed with so much value for you, you won't even know what to do with all the value. I mean, look, by the way, here is another version of like 1 tree, 1 island, but the island is much smaller and the tree is much bigger. You get to pick your ratio if you really want one. Isn't that beautiful? The only thing more beautiful than this seed is you for having watched through all this video. Thank you so much for doing so. If you want to see more seed videos, I release them every single Sunday. And of course, with a new update, I'll be showing off some of the strangest, weirdest, bestest, biggest things that you can find, and also the most broken, because you better believe I love that, over here on this YouTube channel every single Sunday, as well as, of course, everything else I do on this channel about updates and whatnot. And if you want to see all that stuff, make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on, so you can see that daily on your homepage. Of course, I'm obliged to mention that 55% of you are not subscribed, and that doing so is, of course, a great way to avoid personal tragedies. Speaking of personal tragedies, this video is over, so I hope you all enjoyed it, because I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.